Hello, good evening, and thanks for tuning in. And tonight we are on GF Uncensored, where we can cover every topic and subject in and around the paranormal world and see where it takes us. And tonight we have got the lovely Willows Paranormal team, and we're going to bring them on as we go through now. And our lovely admin will introduce them and bring them forward. Good evening, Andy, Jen, Matt, Sharon and Sean. How are you all?
I'm all right, thanks, mate.
Thank you.
I'm just going to try and get to the comment side of it. Can't see the comments at the minute. Right. So just waiting for people to. There we go. We're just getting some comments there. So, how is everybody on this wonderful new year? New year to everybody.
New year to you, mate, as well.
Yeah,
New year, yeah. So we're flying into it already, aren't we?
Doing well so far, aren't we?
Yeah. So what's everybody been up to, and what's your plans for this up and coming 12 months? Any plans?
We've got quite a few, haven't we, Sharon?
Eh?
We've got quite a few booked, haven't we?
We have, yeah. If we weren't in lockdown, we'd have quite a few more. But yeah, from April onwards, we're
hopefully, fingers crossed.
well, yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We're a bit fully booked.
Where have we got, Sharon? What sort of...
I mean, you're going to have that. My diary's over there. The Skirrid.
Skirrid, yeah. I'm looking forward to that, Garry. Have you been?
The Skirrid, yeah. Good friends with Jeff there, and I can safely say it's the best food on the circuit.
Oh, that'll do me then.
So I can recommend the apple pie and custard. So Jeff knows what I have every time. So every time I'm there, I just get the usual, but fantastic location, the Skirrid, and it never disappoints as well.
Well, that hopefully is going to be our first one. Hopefully this year. She's gone to run and get a diary now. Look.
That's fine. It's all again. It's uncensored, and that's what it's about. And so you've not been to Skirrid yourselves before?
No, not yet. We were supposed to go last year, but
yeah. What we'll do is there's some very amazing energies there as well. I won't go into what I've come across there before in the past, but I've had quite a few sticky situations there within the paranormal activity and goings on, and had a few people in trance, and we've had some interesting characters come through as well, which has been amazing. So yeah, you'll really enjoy that. That'll be top draw as well.
I think Paracom are coming with us, aren't they, Sharon?
Yeah, they're coming on that one with us, yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Travel.
That'll be good to sort of not get together, but do something like this afterwards, and then we can compare notes with what you've seen and heard, and then also what we've seen and heard, and sort of
that'd be good.
Yeah, it's good with the. I talked to quite a lot of people over the last 10 years and all that, and some of the activities that they've picked up that you've communicated with, or captures that they've had as well. It's always nice to relay, and a lot of teams now I find are going into logging their EVPs and all that into like the archives, and they're really keeping hold of all this stuff as well. So that's good to see, Matt, that people are keeping hold of all this stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's to me it's part of history, and I think it needs to live on.
Well, you're building up a thing. When you go somewhere, you're actually building up, and you're if you add to it as well with different things that you've picked up, you're actually building up a
story, aren't you?
Yeah, story.
Of the buildings that you're going to.
Well, as you know, I always go in raw basically, so I like not to know anything about the locations, and then as you go over the years, you meet people like yourselves, and when you share that interaction that you've had with yourselves, it's just top draw how the history unfolds and the layers unfold and come around and about and all tie in for your experiences as well. So I'll do a first question while we're just waiting for a few more people to jump on. What would you say or this is general for you all, if you can explain, what would you say your best interaction is with anything within the paranormal field?
Go on then, Sean.
I'd say it's the STs method. I think that is the most kind of, you can't make stuff like that up. I mean, you've got someone asking a question and you can't hear what that person is saying, and when the answers come out and it makes sense and it builds a story, it blows me away every single time. It all comes together. I think that's probably the best kind of.
I think it's our favourite because we know we can't hear each other.
Yeah.
I suppose people watching may think that you can. We have done 100% that you can't.
I think a good example of that was the last investigation we went on, actually, at Guy's Cliff House, where I was actually on the STs and Jem was asking the questions, and the story that came out of it. I think we were all quite gobsmacked, really, after we'd look back on it, because at the time you don't realise it's building a story, but when you look back on it, you can actually, you like listening to someone telling you a story. I think it's definitely my favourite.
What about you guys, Sharon? Matt?
Mine's the old-fashioned sit and listen.
The old-fashioned what? Sorry.
Just sit and listen.
Oh yeah, I think what happens with that is the when you're with a team and all that as well. I think there's a lot of eyes within the group going on within and around the room, isn't there? So actually, I've watched a few other teams, and to actually get time and sit and listen where everyone's doing it at the same time on an investigation, it is quite hard to do that, because I just find there's a lot of traffic sometimes, and again, it's, if you've got a room each or something like that, then it's fine. And then you're doing all them EVPs and you're doing all them experiments as well within the night. So again, to actually sit and be on your own in a room is just something that to sit and I find it is very rare. I know it sounds daft, but it is quite rare to come across that situation, because you always want to, what was that? What was this? And you're always asking questions amongst the people around you, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm quite harsh that way, aren't I, guys? I'm a bit of a cow, really. If anybody speaks, given that, that look.
Yeah, well, well, I talk for England, don't I, when I get started? So it's always nice to share the experiences of what's in and around you on with the paranormal nights and all that as well. And I mean, some, like you mentioned, Guy's Cliff there, that just
place
away the first time I went there, and as soon as I pulled up in the car park, and I just went straight away, there's somebody watching us in like the little doorway at the archway. And through the night, somebody took a picture. A couple of days later, somebody said, "Look at that," because you mentioned that as soon as you pulled up, but couldn't see it in spirit, but you knew the energy was there, and somebody had captured that as well. So Guy's Cliff it's a phenomenal place as well.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, so
probably one of my favourites.
Yeah, I was just about to say that has quickly gone up to one of my favourite places that we've been to, definitely. How
many times would you say you've been there?
Only the
once.
Only the once.
Yeah.
What I would recommend, and when I was there last time, I had to cancel one through unforeseen circumstances. We was there it was quite cold, so like October, November time, and I found that it's good to go in all types of seasons. So I would say try it throughout the year, on like autumn, winter, summer, and spring. And then as soon as I was there, it was like, you've got to come back in the summer. You've got to come back in the summer. So that to me is spirit calling me, but from the back of the grounds. So on the back of the grounds, I think it's more open, and I was seeing the pond. I was seeing a lot more going on, and people actually drawing, somebody drawing outside in the field, and seeing things back in its time, in its days. Have you ever experienced anything like through a timeline where you get that split second of what it was like in a millisecond of what it was like in the locations? Have you ever had that in your mind's eye?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Just
that's not something I've experienced now.
You keep going back to the same location again and again and again, and get the same results, the same name, the same things coming forward. That's when you start to build your evidence trail up.
Yeah, Jessica's just put about a black figure on the water. Sean, did you see
was that you, Jessica? It was me, Sal, Jessica, and a gentleman that seen it. We were like, who is that? And when you went down, didn't you, Jen, to have a look at who's on the water, and there was nobody there. But yeah.
But I wouldn't have known that. And what I've done is I could actually see somebody actually drawing. But that's to me in the summertime. So if you get anything, ask for the energies next time you go there. But I mean, that already just ties in with what we're talking about. You know,
you reminded me.
It's just amazing. Say again, Jan.
You reminded me, as you said, about the outside, about these guys had seen, because they were going, Jen, there's somebody on the water, and I was like, what? And they were going, it was like, what were you saying? Like he was on a paddle board or something?
Yeah. And he went behind the tree, and we were like, he's going to come out the other side, and he never did. So you went down, didn't you?
I ran down, and I didn't see anyone. There was nobody there.
It was just like a black silhouette. That's all you could see. And we were like, what's that guy doing on there? You could see it was a man. It was built like a man. So yeah, that was bizarre. But then that was quite early on, wasn't it? That was on the walk around with.
Yeah, that was on the walk around. Yeah. We'll have to take. We didn't take the whole team, see. So.
Also, as well, guys, Cliff, as well, I would like to investigate the actual hub. I think that's quite an interesting room as well. So maybe hang back next time you go and have a little 10, 15 and 20 minutes in there as well, because I was getting a lot of communication in there last time. So I think the hub was quite interesting as well, but just mind-blowing place.
I think the hubs with a lot of places are normally, because obviously there's a lot of people there, the energies have built up anyway. And I think the hubs get missed a lot on investigations.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So I'm just trying to think there now. So you've got the Skerrid booked in. Anywhere else that you've got booked in?
We've got Matlock. I don't think many people have done that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't say too much of the history because they don't like me to give it away. So there's only me that knows. Then there's the workhouse. I will let Jen pronounce that.
The what?
The workhouse.
Llanfyllin.
That one.
Yeah.
Is that by Oswald Street?
Yeah. Well,
I've stayed there. I've done that twice. Ask Tree for me SP7 box back next time. I left loads of equipment there.
She's not there now,
isn't she?
No, she's gone. But
right.
Yeah.
I just rush in again because I just left loads of equipment there. How do you find? Do you have you lose a lot of equipment yourselves, or do you go like quite back to basic as well on your investigations?
A bit of both, really. We have nights where we don't really use equipment at all. And then we have other nights that we do. But like Sean said, SDs, we do quite a bit with that. Mm-hmm. But no, we back to basics quite a lot, aren't we?
Yeah.
Barbie's put a question on there. What's your favourite piece of equipment to use, folks?
Your eyes and your ears.
That's your...
Yeah,
I like EVPs, I do.
Yeah, see, I'm STs all the way. It's my favourite thing ever. Don't know if I mentioned that.
Also, as well there for you, Sean, is when you do that, try it with a pad and a pencil on your knee as well. So as you're sensing and picking up on stuff, just see if you can interact with any spirits using automatic writing or any notes that you're getting elsewhere, because sometimes you might hear more than one or two things at the same time, but you'll always give the more prominent bit of information that's coming through as well. So sometimes as well, it's, just try little different tips and little traits and stuff like that. But that come to me as you was mentioning that again. See where we're going.
I can't see who's online, so.
Oh, can't you? Okay. Jess Bailey is saying hi. Lee Bliss has joined us, the lovely Lee Bliss. And again, what I find as well is when I'm going to certain locations that you're bumping into people and with the team shares and that.
I think it's brilliant.
And it's just amazing when I feel it's much more heightened as well around the team shares. Do you prefer your team shares going out yourselves, or what do you find?
I'm a big team shares. I think, like you just giving us a hint then about doing scribe writing. I think it's brilliant how we can all help each other. Guests, I'm not keen on at the moment. I think there's just too much going on.
Yeah.
But it's really good when we all get together anyway, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it's great to get to go in inexpensive places as well, because a lot of places have obviously upped the price. I mean, one place I know has upped it by £500.
Yeah, I was watching an interview the other day where somebody said they're not too sure if they're going to be able to rebook a place because of the current climate and current situation. So I always feel that a lot of this locations has their time where it does get over investigated certain places, but I feel now there's going to be a nice time where some places will drop off the circuit and there's new places to come into the circuit. Where would you like to investigate yourselves?
That's an easy one for me because I'm new to the area, so I'll investigate anywhere around there.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, it's good.
Where are you based, Andy?
Well, before moving down there, I was up near Newcastle, so we had Chillingham, Jed, that sort of thing, which we did over and over and over again. But it's nice down here that the atmospheres are different, the history's different, and every location I've been to recently has been a new spot for me. So it's been brilliant. And with the team shares and everything, obviously, working with Paracom guys like that, it's been an eye opener. Everyone can share information, share ideas, and we pick up a lot from Paracom, etc. And hopefully somebody picks things up from us as well. And it's nice to have a family type of operation.
Because we're close to Wednesbury as well. I can't wait to work with them.
Yeah.
Well, I think Drakelow's the only place I've done twice. Is it? Yeah, and it's an absolutely fantastic location. I mean, hats off to Lee, how he got that place wired up. It's beyond me, but well done, and meeting guys like Russ, John, Paracom,
You were there that night.
Yeah, I was there that night, and I was so looking forward to the investigation. But don't get me wrong, I just got hooked into pushing forwards I'm always pushing for new boundaries. I'm always pushing for new things. That's why I was just so concentrated on helping Lee get up and running that night. And I was I was absolutely buzzing for that situation to happen, and that happened. And I was like dead proud that somebody could.
It was amazing.
As a goal and have a result like that of getting that live investigation into it. Never investigated live place before like that on a live stream was just. And that's pushing the boundaries, and that's what I like. I always like to go the extra mile. Like I've come up myself with a few more new experiments to do and try. Do you find within yourselves that? Oh, how can I say that? What new things would you like to see within the paranormal world?
New things? That's a difficult one. It's we tend to, everywhere we go to, we obviously have the little walk around first, and we kind of look to Jen. Jen has a feel for the place. She will know. I don't know. She just got the knack. It's a case of
got the neck.
In location A, we'll use this piece of equipment because that's going to work, and it bloody does. Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if you guys would agree, I think every investigation we do, we always learn, well, next time we'll do it this way instead. I think it's a forever learning kind of world to be in. And I think that's what gets me so excited about this, because it is the unknown. It's paranormal, isn't it? And I think that's what makes me so excited about being a part of it, because you're forever learning new things. And I mean, like guys like yourself, Garry, and and other teams like Paracom and what have you, everyone's got a different method that they use, and we're like, oh, what's that? And then we want a bit of it, and then it's vice versa as well.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing thing to be a part of.
Okay, and certainly Lee says thank you there again. But as I always say, it's nice to help. It's nice to be nice, and that's what I've always found within the field and when you're with like-minded people, I think the energy is just go another level as well. You know what I mean? Like, I found out certain different things about Drakelow there, now thinking, do you know what? I've been here about 6 or 7, 8 times, and I've not been in this room. I've not been in that room, and I was just like, oh my God, why have I never anchored down in that place as well? The walkarounds, I always feel, where you mentioned there, Andy, is I find that you get drawn to, like Jen does there, it's just you get drawn to things that's going to happen prior to that. Do you, as a team, do you get gut intuition prior to going to locations? It's going to be good. We're getting drawn into different things going on prior to that.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're kind of, like I say, we take the lead from Jen. I have about as much medium skills as the dead slug. I'm not tuned in at all. I rely on Jen. But once, if we go into a location and it's, I don't know, you can guarantee that, you know, if Jen says, right, what we'll do in here is A, B, and C, and it works. And if you try and move from that and do D, E, and F, it just doesn't, and it's weird.
No,
but works.
No,
and I have to say that when she sat next to us.
yeah.
What's that elbow? The lovely Jolene says she had an amazing experience at Drakelow again. Prior to that, I always find that some people say certain things sometimes, and I do remember Joe saying, "Oh, I'd like to experience that type of thing to happen," and then spirits put her into that zone and the frame of the somebody stepping in and doing a little bit of trance with her work there, and it was just mind blowing. Yeah, it was a very heavy weighted energy. Have you ever experienced anything where it was too overpowering for yourselves, the team, the night, where you just gone like, oh, we need to step back here a little bit?
Oh, do you know what comes to mind, Jen? Do you remember at the lockup in Birmingham? You were going, ground yourself. You literally pulled me out of the room.
Yeah, she was in this room and I don't know what happened, but she was being a right cow, Gary. Right? And she was proper snapping at me and everything. And
I've got a good day.
Oh, yeah. I proper told you off, didn't I, Shani?
Yeah.
I love the lockup. I am really itching to go back there as well, and I enjoyed my experience there. Whereabouts was that? Did you find, Sean? Where did that experience happen?
I think it was it in the Peaky Blinders cell? Was it that one? I can't remember fully.
It was the top level on the left-hand side. I wouldn't have a clue. You know what I'm like. I get lost everywhere.
I've never been.
Yeah, it was with UK Ghost Hunting, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. And the poor girl next to me, I was like, I don't know what happened to me.
Foul, Gary. She was really, this girl, you were horrible, Sean, to be fair.
I'm sorry. But you know, that's I think that's the only time you've kind of had to say to me, right, ground yourself now.
Yeah.
That's my kind of personal experience.
Me and Matty, we had a few in the Leopard's Inn, didn't we?
Oh yes, we did.
Oh my god!
I've done the Leopards a couple of times, and that's.
I'm sorry.
What I find there though, Sean, is when another team member actually comes down a little bit sterner onto that experience as well. I always find that spirits take a little bit of a step back then. Because when they put the mannerisms, the emotions on you, the sensitivity, what they were about in their life, they're really on top of your aura there, where you're experiencing that share of that. So sometimes it can take that experience of somebody going, no, stop, do this, do that, take a higher voice, raise level, because the spirit will then take a note of and a heed of what's being said as well. So I can relate to that sometimes as well. But let me see where we're going. The Leopard's Inn. Tell me more about the Leopard's Inn. What was your experience there?
Well,
I made a total prat of myself, really, Gary. I really did. I had guests, and for the first time, I think I must have been tired. I got spooked, proper spooked. And I did a runner, left the guests with that.
No, it wasn't that. We were
I
trying to
lost
be
it
clever.
completely. I don't know what was wrong with me.
No, it was we had the guests in one room, didn't we? We were saying, right, can you affect one of the one of the guests that are in the room, and it completely backfired. So it was me, Matt, and Jen, and we were just literally on the corridor, and we could hear these footsteps getting closer and closer. Me and Jen looked at each other, pushed each other into this room, left poor Matt in the corridor, and he was going, guys.
We shut the door and left him out there.
Yeah, I think
But
that was only bullshit, wasn't I? Something.
Yeah.
Still hasn't forgiven us.
Yeah, I had to
the
Say that
black
again, Matt.
in the alleyway as well. I don't know if you remember that.
The what, Matt?
That black mist when we were all sat down the end of that corridor.
That's when we tried to be real cool, wasn't it, Matt?
Sorry?
We were being real cool, weren't we? It wasn't bothering us about this dark mist coming towards us.
Oh, I was quite all right. I think you were just feeling that was quite I don't know what you say, not scary, but it was intriguing because you could actually see it coming down the corridor, and it wasn't just one person that could see it. It was like everybody could see it coming down this corridor. It was intriguing.
Yeah, it was good.
Mm.
But yeah, I had a total failure of a night. I did that night. I was. What was the matter?
No, and I think you were making me worse from being so spooked.
I'm just getting a few flashbacks of what I received there, even now as we're talking, with the a very dominant energy there, where it was in charge of a lot of that was going on in the rooms in that Leopards as well. And when you first walk in, you think, oh, what? The whole building just looks like it's been burnt from the inside. But it's actually
Have you been recently, Garry?
No, we haven't been recently. It must be about 18 months since I've been.
It's hoping changed.
I left more equipment there that night and come home and left equipment that night. Yeah, and just unbelievable for the equipment. So I'm so grateful for Phil, the cameraman, and the team that pack everything away as well, because I get talking and I forget where I'm up to or where I've been, or the night runs away with you, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see what we've got there. Wayne says he had a mannequin thrown at him at Harry's Reboot in Essex as well. Amazing experience. You've been there?
Yeah, we've done that with Paracom.
Right.
That was a cold day.
I don't remember everything because I was frozen. But...
I'd say the coldest I've ever investigated was a Friday prior to Christmas in an old hall, and it was about -5, -10. I had about 10 layers on, and I was frozen to the bone. But sometimes that can take the edge off it, can't you? So I'm going to treat myself to a new heated jacket, I think. So
we need.
I think Paulie, I think that's the first time we met Lee, and we were chasing after him because he had one of those.
Lee Bliss, yeah.
Yeah, bless him. I was just like going, Lee.
So when it's payday, I'm going to buy myself one as well.
We thought Lee was rock hard because he didn't even remotely shiver until he just went like that and showed us this little button of this heated man. I was like.
Right, let's see where we're going. Next question here. Let's see what we've got. Jessica says there, where was she at? A lot of back pain and
that must have been Guy's Cliff House.
Yeah, she had a few experiences there, didn't she? So I'm just trying to think as well. Just trying to think there now. Let's see what Wayne's just saying now. Oh, sorry. He remembers the Harwich as well.
Oh, it was freezing.
So you can get to some very cold places as well. I am really missing my walkabouts, the lives and all that. And I find a lot of things in the daytime. Do you go out and about prior to going to an investigation? Would you go out around the town and city together as well, see what you pick up there? Say if you was in York, do you go and have that? I know you mentioned walk-arounds before for the location, but Do you get the build up before you go to these places?
We always meet, don't we, guys, in the afternoon, and we'll go for a meal, and we'll get grounded really before we go.
Toddle about.
Yeah, we have a walk back. You got Sam?
And we have a laugh, pick ourselves up ready, don't we, to go? So we're all positive and lives and.
Yeah, it's good.
So on that, Sharon, what do you think? Lee said he was all going to mug him. That's why he was trying to be hard. And
we really did nearly mug him.
Yeah.
So we'll take his batteries out next time.
Okay. And again, Wayne's got a cracking question coming in there. He finds the history of the area as well. That inspires a lot of the stories to come through on the night. I've been to York quite a few times, and the old Roman cities as well. So I think that takes heed with the old stories as well. As again, this is down to the locations that you've got coming up as well. Where can people book onto your paranormal nights and your investigations and all that as well?
Well, this year we're not actually doing tickets like that.
Right. Okay.
We're going to stick to just teams that we invite or we work with, and then just ourselves.
Right. Okay.
Until we all know what's going on, and then we'll
looking for a clearer time ahead, aren't you? Really, Jen. So
definitely.
I do think that's advisable as well, because it could even run up to as prior May, June, July. Do you know what I mean? On investigations, sometimes I hear in a different pitch and a different tone. Where would you say your experience is where you've heard something that's been like quite overpowering spiritually, if you've received it from a growl or a groan? Or I've had a musical piano go off in Stanley Palace in Chester, and as if I went back off my notepad and I just got shouted at by the lady. She was playing this piano because it was in spirit. I was like interrupting her, and I don't jump very often, and I was like, wow. And I was on my own. I was like, just going back down for a break. But that experience of being told off by spirit because I was just interfering in their session where they were having their own time and re-looping that. But to hear that of being told off by a lady on a piano spiritually, I was like, wow, okay, I am sorry. So I find I'm turning myself around and apologising to spirit sometimes. Have you ever had anything that's been really loud or that you've received?
I have, yeah. I have quite a few times. Drakelow, I got a lot there. Guys Cliff, I got a lot there. For the first time ever driving to Guys Cliff with the girls in the car, they recorded me, and I can only describe it as I was a little boy on a bus, and the road was very bumpy, and I described what I was wearing, and I also described a little girl, every detail about her. And then afterwards, one of the team found a picture, and it was exactly what I described. So yeah, sometimes, but I don't do that all the time.
Has anybody else experienced that you receive all in different ways, folks?
Yeah, a while ago was probably back up north. We had a little dance school, tiny, and there was about 10 people in the room, and there was a black mist form, and actually jumped to 3 of us. We fell backwards. 2 of us ended up on our backside, and nobody else actually saw it. And they all just looked around saying, "What are you doing?" that was quite an experience. But I think I've been a little bit unfortunate with Willows. I've joined the team in February. March we're in lockdown, and every investigation we've been on, I seem to be working that night, so I kind of missed out on quite a bit.
What about you guys?
I do get, like you were saying about not voices, but I sort of do get voices, I suppose, of people talking to me, but I can't, at the moment, I can't quite determine what they're saying, if you get me.
Sometimes it can be quite muffled as well, Matt. And what happens is, as we use our ears on this plane as humans, with spirit, it comes in at a different level. It can come in from behind the mind's eye. And so as soon as I started talking to you guys, I was like, oh, I just need to work with Andy a little bit, try and open him up a little bit to receive a little bit more. That's what I was picking up earlier on. So if we bump into each other again, I'll just try and help you develop that little bit of a sixth sense a little bit more as well. So that's what my team was saying earlier on. So that again's the interaction, and when we meet up and catch up next, that's the sharing and helping and giving back as well. Wayne's just put another one there about stories. So I don't know whether you want to answer the question to that, folks.
Yeah, we started to, didn't we? Yeah.
Sharon, do you want to say about what we started to do?
We started a page up where each of us picked either a location or a legend of an area. Like we've got Molly Lee, the Burslem Witch here. Now, was she a witch or wasn't she a witch? So I did that one. And we do investigate that then ourselves. And the initial plan was to then go out and investigate the actual place itself. Obviously, lockdown happened, and it locked us down from doing that. Jen and Andy, did you do the Robber's Grave?
Yeah, we've done the Robber's Grave. That story is incredible. So we quite enjoy. All of us wrote a story, but based on facts that we could find. We did Morton Corbett. Garry, you've been there, haven't you?
Can't remember. Yes, I have. Yeah, went with our Linda. We had a little walk around, just trying to remember. It's just
see those places I like.
Yes, definitely.
But we wrote.
I always find I ask for the buildings to come alive, the lands. I'll talk to the gatekeeper. I'll introduce myself. So I expect the layers to come off at different times as you're moving forward as well. That's the way I experience, and usually I'd say from about the 1600s onwards, and sometimes you get stuck in an investigation in that decade or in that century. You have a break, you go back, and it's totally different energies that are stepped in. That's my experience as well, and that's the way I like to work. As you were saying about the cities, or you go into a place prior, what was coming to me as well is to where you go out together is where you can ask each other and put one thing in an envelope and ask for anything that you know from that town or city. It's again, that's the little testing yourselves and little experiments you can try prior to that. So where you mentioned like the Robber's Grave and stuff like that, you can ask yourselves and test yourselves spiritually for that energy to come through. Again, so it's all like nice little learning tips that we can all expand on and stuff like that as well. So a lot of stuff coming from me is just the team are just saying, have a little go at this, have a little go at that. And I just think there's a few more little things there that's going to really shine out for you over the next 12 months that you're going to go, oh my God, bring it back to this, because this is what's going to come around and about. So if you get drawn to a name prior to going to a place, write it down, don't say anything to anyone, and then just open the envelopes up at the end of the night. Or you could say to, right, it's your turn tonight, Joe, blogs or whatever, what you're drawn to, write it down and see what spirits come forward as well. It's just amazing, the intelligence of spirits.
Definitely. We're quite lucky because Sharon is a historian. So whatever we get on the night, Kath has got a pad, hasn't she, guys? And every detail of even where we were, what was said, everything is wrote. And then Sharon doesn't tell us anything on the night, do you?
No,
and
nothing.
then compare it after to the history that she knows about it. So yeah, we enjoy that part of it.
Yeah.
Whereas I enjoy the history side of it, so it works.
But that's good. You don't mention it prior, and that's what I love. That I mean, even with the likes of Draco there, where Jolene was saying earlier on, prior to other spirit energies that's come forward. One of my first or second investigations at Draco was I was drawn to the fire exit. And then it might have been 7 or 8 investigations later, I found myself in that area. And I was like, oh, that's what I was getting 2 years ago. And it ties in on the night. And you're just like, oh, my God, that's just absolutely mind-blowing how things tie in. I just enjoy it so much. Right, let's see what we've got there. Lee's put on not tree slime. We're accurate, correct. saw it myself. What's the story about the tree slime?
Ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm.
Yeah. Was that a Draco? Someone lent on something.
No, I don't think he's on about that. Isn't he on about Guy's Cliff when I got hurt in the stomach? I don't know what he's on about. I never know, Lee.
Come on, Lee.
In that area, wasn't it? It was all on the bollard things. Do you remember? And Sal put her hand in it. She went, ugh.
No, I don't think it was that. I don't know. I think he's on about.
Well, there's a lot of ectoplasm that's happened to the team then.
Have you had any embarrassing slips, falls, trips, anything go on the night, or anyone been pushed?
Gary.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know that. But just generally for the folks watching, please fill us in more. That's the uncensored question for tonight. Give us your embarrassing investigations.
Never take Lee Bliss with a camera. That's all I can say.
I've seen it.
I know you have.
We'll skip that one. We'll move on again. You'll have to pick
what I've decided is I think for a charity. Well, what I've thought about is for a charity, I would let that be aired everywhere. I don't care. But I think it's quite funny.
Aired.
Yeah, he is. That's so funny, isn't it? But Lee is on about Guy's Cliff. You know, down in the cave bit when you were on Estes, Sean.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I remember now.
I got hurt in the
stomach.
I got hurt in the stomach, and everybody wanted to see if I was all right. I lifted up my jumper, and yeah, it was mank, wasn't it?
Ectoplasm.
Come on, Andy. You must have come across. Sorry, Sean. Go on. By the way.
You know, after that bit, when we left that area, I think that could be an embarrassing moment. And we were on our way back, and then there was something lobbing something at us, wasn't there?
Stones or something.
Was Jen and Kath just charging back at us, pushed everyone out of the way. But there was like a mount, wasn't there, of mud, and you both went flying over there.
Oh yeah, Gary. Honestly, I'll embarrass myself anytime.
It's great.
That's the part of the fun and the positive energies that you go and you bring out and about. Come on, Matt, Sharon, you've got to top them. You've got to top them too. Have you had any experience of being pushed, tripped, anything like that?
Matty, I did think you had a heart attack once.
No, I don't think so.
Well, not yet.
Oh, shit, yeah, because you fell asleep.
Yeah, do you remember when you went? Your back was bad. Sleep, yeah.
Yeah.
I had what?
Remember, I can't. But we were at the village.
The village, wasn't it?
And you were taking a moment. Of they froze.
Well, we're still here.
Oh no, we're there.
At the back.
Hang on, you've gone off.
Oh, boop.
And then there were three.
Okay, they'll be back in a second, sure.
But yeah,
I'll sort that out for you.
What Lee's on about?
There you go. Back again.
Matty, I was on about you in Mansfield.
What was that about?
You were sat on the chair, and I thought you'd had a heart attack or something.
She thought you were dead.
Yes, I remember that.
I remember that one though. Yeah.
Don't ever rest. Don't ever step and try and get yourself back together again when Jen's around. Because she just walks up and touches you and thinks you're dead.
He was deathly.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I think you were asleep. I do, Matt.
How did you find the village? How did you find investigating the village? I think it's a very interesting location. There's a couple of churches as well outside, which I think tie into the back of that. I don't know. Have you experienced anything at the village?
Yeah, it was a charity night. We did, so we had quite a few guests, so we didn't actually get to investigate as such, guys. But you know, it was still good. Really interesting. I'd love to go back.
Yeah, we had. I think when we were setting up, wasn't there? You know, the ground floor where all the tires are. They all tipped over. Do you remember?
Yeah, that was
that was even before we started. We had quite a few. Yeah, we had quite a couple of EVPs, things like that. We tried the STs, didn't we? But yeah, I think I'd like to go back. I think with guests, you don't get the opportunity to investigate.
Because you're looking after the guests, aren't you?
Yeah. So when obviously when it's a team thing, you basically got free reign of the whole kind of location. I think that's why this year we've kind of said, well, we'll just do teams for now, so we've got more opportunity to investigate, because we all enjoy it, and I think we missed it quite a lot, didn't we, last year?
Yeah,
with
definitely.
The teams.
Okay, right. I'm just going to backtrack on that as well. The whereabouts in the UK would you say that what's drawing you to go and do an investigation at, or any particular part of the UK?
Mine, I don't know why. I really, really want to go to 30. What is it? 30
East
Drive.
30 Drive. I don't know why. I really want to go.
So Newsham, I've done Newsham about 15, 20 times.
I know.
And East Drive, I've done about 10, 15 times as well. With East Drive, I think it can get a little bit suppressive as well. We've done a 48-hour lockdown there, and it virtually picked everybody off one by one, and I was the only person there by the end of the second night. About 4 o'clock in the morning, everybody else had left me on my own. So I knew it was a challenge, but I knew prior to that was going to come around. 3 members of the car, we took 3 cars, and all 3 cars had punches.
Oh, see, I want to go. I want to
go.
Yeah, and the Nubis, Mandy had a blowout on the motorway. I had a nail in the tyre prior to going, and the car that was there overnight, when we got up in the morning, the tyre was down on one of the tyres as well. So we had 3 up the whole team. So realistically, didn't want us going there as well. So it can be very suppressive and testing as well. I've had some amazing experiences in Newsham Park. Have you ever got there? Have you ever got to Newsham Park or East Drive?
No, not yet.
So I remember setting up on camera in the naughty boys room, basically at Newsham, and just doing a little intro of the live, hello, we're here, and you could hear knocking on the door behind us. Everybody else was downstairs. So myself, Karen, and Eddie went a few weeks back with our Linda, and even Eddie took photographs. And you see Spirit in the window as well there straight away. So even if you go on a drive past, you will pick stuff up as well. But I very, very do recommend getting to them places as and when we can. Karen says we are due back at the village as well. So hopefully, if you want to return there, I would recommend you go on a little walk around the churches as well, because I do think there's more to come out that place as well, the village Mansfield.
I think we're doing Margam Castle with Keep and everybody as well.
August. Yeah,
August.
We're going to go February, haven't we?
You've been there as well, haven't you, Gary?
Yeah, I put a little A-class, A-rated EVP up there where my good friend Steve called Check the Brook or In the Brook. It's quite, you can hear it, but it's like Check the Brook or In the Brook. So it's quite interesting grounds there as well. But that's worth an investigation, is Margam Castle as well.
Yeah.
It's all this as well. Right, sorry about that, Karen. As again, it's just 10 years of. How long have you been out and about there as a team?
As in
investigating?
The 8 of us, it's 2 years now.
Yeah.
The 8 of us. Yeah.
And Margam is beautiful in the grounds, and there's like a chapel at the bottom as well, which is quite interesting to walk around. And there's a few buildings there as well at Margam as well. So that is really, really interesting. I go past places and drive as I'm getting close to the location. Halfway through the night, a spirit will pop in, and I'll go, "Oh, you're the person that jumped in my car, didn't you?" As I was on the way down here, and then it's like when they see your light open, they come in and have a little chat. Have you ever experienced anything like that you know that somebody's in and around as prior to the day? Do you find that, Andy? Have you found? Tell us a little bit more about that experience.
Oh, there's a few times we've been to different locations, and even driving about, and we'll be in the car and we're driving along, and then you feel the car slowing down. Then it goes from 40 to 30 to 20. And then you look over at Jen driving, and she's just staring at the house going, "I think we need to do that." And the car stops. we need to keep going. Jan, we've got relate, but just be staying at this house, going something in there. I don't know if he does it. I really don't.
What, did he crash?
Well, apart from nearly crash, yeah.
Do you find yourself there, Jen, going into like a communication state of mind even as you're driving, but you're not trying to let it fully jump in and experience? I know it's
on the way
hard
to Cliff House was the strongest I've had it.
Where was that, sorry?
On the way to Cliff House was the strongest I've had it, definitely.
It was quite random, that was, as well, because we had 90s dance music on, we were all singing along, and then all of a sudden Jen goes, right, listen to this now, record me. There's a little boy, and we're like, where's this coming from? It just popped into your head all of a sudden. It's so strange how it works like that. Once you get into, it's almost as if you try and imagine the place, and then I don't know, it's like you build a story up, who's there, and then it just comes out, and I'm going, okay. It's very, very strange. It's I think it's, I don't know, I'd love to be able to do that, but yeah, like Andy, I'm gonna no.
Yeah.
We were driving we did the Tivoli, and on the way up there we really didn't get there because Jen passed a large house, mansion type place, and
it was big.
Virtually stopped.
It was a nice house. What was it called?
Where was this nice house? It wasn't Plas Teg, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my word! You've been there as well, haven't you, Gary?
Yeah, I know Cornelia very well. My friend's actually done the history tours on a Sunday afternoon. They were at my Reiki Masters. They've done it for about 6 or 7 years.
Oh, I'd love to.
I've actually done some filming there as well. Say again.
I'd love to go there.
But yeah, I think what we found with Plas Teg, because Plas Teg is in my side of the world. It's literally like 10 minutes down the road from me. So obviously I've grown up with that, but I think when we've tried to get booked in there to investigate it, I think we have to book through the group that are there, I believe, something like that. So
yeah, they've got 2 teams on alternative weekends that you go and they'll take you around, so they'll be with you as you go along. Jean and Marcus, I do know them quite well as well. So in and around with Mold area and Plas Teg, I find Mold very, very active. I come across stories that people have experienced at the bottom of Plas Teg of like a lady that walks over the road, basically.
That was my story that I did for the Willows Investigate the Country's Hauntings. Yeah, that was the story I chose. Yeah, so yeah, there's all sorts of legends and stories going on, but yeah, that woman that ends up in the middle of the road, it's caused crashes and things like that, hasn't it? So definitely
there's people actually got out the car, stopped and gone, I've just hit somebody, and they even phoned the police. The police have not come, and they've given the experience, and they've explained that as well. At the bottom of Plas Teg on the garden, when you're looking out the front, there's actually 2 children as well prior to that, but I think it's linked with this woman as well. So if you do ever get to Plas Teg, it's like a little sheltered in the corner, like a little bench, alcove in the corner, and I think that ties in with that as well. And also over the other side of the road of Plas Teg, there's another stately home where there was clashes with the stateliness of these owners, where they were like, they were Lord of the Manors basically. So they were showing, it was like keep up with the Joneses there of what they had and what they had. So there's a lot more history there. I don't remember a lot of the history because it comes in and goes out as well. Have you ever found yourselves on a location where you think, did that just happen, or what went on there? And then you find like 10, 20, 30 minutes have gone.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Me and Matt, definitely.
So you zone out within that part of the experiment or the investigation as well.
Yeah. I think so. We've had nights where it's like, it's time to pack up. And what? Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So Karen's saying there we should go to Plas Teg, but I think we need to
come everywhere with you because you go everywhere. So we'll just come along with you now.
That's fine, but that's all it is. I mean, I've just been on a nice crest of a wave. I've enjoyed doing what I'm doing, and I think now's the time where we can all lift everybody up now through these precedented times and sharing our experiences as well. It's just amazing. I need somebody to do a book. Have you where you said you've done that magazine or you've done that article, Sean? Has anyone ever been interested in writing all your team's information down? Andy, over to you.
Yeah, Andy.
We've thought about it for a while. The idea being that we kind of delve into history of somewhere.
Thanks to Sharon.
And dig as much as you can, and then document absolutely everything that goes on in the investigation and tie it in with.
He's an excellent writer. He's amazing.
I would say excellent.
An excellent what? Sorry,
writer.
Fantastic.
Very good writer, yeah.
I find I'm very dyslexic myself with certain things, but I always get the stuff recalled. So if I need to remember it, I will remember it. I know it sounds daft, like the certain things come about that's meant to be logged and stored, like the first time at Drakelow, and then 6 or 7 investigations later, I'll remember that I was drawn there 6 or 7 times back. And it's just, I find that time at the minute is just your time and your path again as a team. It does all tie in. It's there for a reason. Mm-hmm. So again, your magazines, your books, but it'd be very interesting with the historian Sharon as well. I think the amount of stuff that you can log, it'd be nice to see a book off yous.
Yeah.
No pressure.
I think, did we get to about eight stories, didn't we, guys?
Yeah.
I thought quite good. Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, it was just that the lockdown stopped the follow-up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, even if you look at that, what my team's telling me now at the minute spiritually is like, if you had like 12 stories, there's a nice little paperback there already for you.
We did get a lot of good feedback about it. It was called Willows Investigates the Country's Hauntings, it was. And we started it off. Yeah, #witch. But I was quite proud of them. They were really good. Yeah. I can write one because I can't write.
It's like I say, Gary, it was just the very fact that lockdown hit us and we couldn't go and back it up. That was the whole point. You were going to find the history, write the short story, publish the story, and then on the back of that, we're going to go and investigate the location, and film it while we're doing it and see if the video corresponded with what we'd written down. But
again, I'm just getting like 4 more topics or subject on top of that. I think it'll tie in. So even though I think everything's done for a reason, I just feel like there's another 3 or 4 there. Then I think it's like bingo. You've got that. You can do that. You can sort that as well. How do you find with the history side of things, Sharon, Matt? Does it blow your mind what these guys pick up on?
Yeah, because obviously they don't know what I've found or got and it's normally little things they find. Like Jen will pick on something that isn't 100% well known. So it's not something you could quickly Google or anything like that. It's like you've got to go a little bit more to search it. And then Jen will come back with something like a name or a place or something that's happened. So Drakelow, the doctor, it wasn't a well-known name, yet Jen just fired it out.
Yeah, then
I drew him as well.
Yeah, you drew him.
So it's things like that. Although people say, "Oh, you must kill them," or they must Google it. No, they don't. They don't research any location.
Well, when I went to Guy's Cliff, this is how I don't research it. I thought it was a little building as you went in.
Yeah.
So Jen will sort of give me a list of like her bucket list of places, and so will everybody else. And I try and get everybody a place they want to go, if you know what I mean. So it's not all one-sided. So I do try.
Don't you think, reading Karen's thing, he should put the grave robbers story into it? Because he wrote that as like a fiction with fact as well. I was really proud of that.
I think that's a joke.
There you go. How bizarre is that?
Oh, hell.
Yeah. That is bizarre.
Yeah, definitely the grave robber one that he wrote.
Yeah.
How do you feel with that, Matt, as well, with the history side of it? Do you really, when they're tying in with all this information as well, just mind blowing?
Yeah, that just makes it all worthwhile, because you go out there and you don't know what you're going to pick up. You don't know what you're going to find.
Yeah, because you don't know either, do you?
No, I don't know. You do all the research, and I'm just like part of the team. So when I pick something up, and I'll mention it to Sharon, she'll say, "Oh yeah, well I've got this written down here. That's such a body," and it's amazing. That's what gets you. You know, when you go out and you can actually match something with something that's written down that you didn't know about or what anybody knew about, I think is fantastic.
As you're all working with the team, you've got 8 members of the teams. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you want to give them a little mention as well?
Sal and Kath and Rianne.
And my little sister Rianne.
Excellent. Hello to all of you as well. Also, Jen, while you was talking as well, as Sharon and Matt were talking, the way you're saying that you've drawn things in spirit as well, I think that's the pinnacle of tying everything in with your whole night's investigation from like start to ending as well. So it's worth that 5 minutes when you're having a little cup of tea and a break is to have a pad with you and do that little sketch, even if it doesn't make sense, because you can add on to that while you've got the picture in your mind. And then that ties in for you as a whole team and the whole story. So to me, I think a lot has come even with tonight's interview there, that it's definitely saying to me that things are tying in for you so amazingly. And I can see the book, I can see the magazine, I can see all that type of things tying in as well. So even now we've got this 2 or 3 month respite of not getting out and about, it will tie in and then it'll all start to really click for you as well.
That's really good. I was just reading on the bottom of the screen about the campaign. Garry.
Oh yes, well, fire away.
You were going to say the dates and things.
Oh yeah, I've got the dates.
I really think it deserves being talked about.
Yeah, with Festival of the Unexplained. Excuse me. Weekend coming up. 48-hour bonanza again. The Festival of the Unexplained, and it's on the 15th to the 17th of January again. In the aid of calm as well. So again, It's a good cause. If we can reach out to anybody out there, again, campaign against living lives miserably. But again, it's all about them people that's maybe struggling, want to put their hand up, don't know who to turn to. Everybody's here. Our paranormal world we're there with every topic, subject that we can cover. Yeah, we talked about paranormal tonight, but we just want to reach out as a team. The 2 girls are doing amazing stuff behind the scenes, Karen and Jolene. It just blow my mind away there that, you know, every now and again we'll do topics and subjects along with charity. I've done a lot of charities over the years, but anybody that needs help, communication, just reach out, talk to somebody. We're all here to help, you know what I mean? If we can help adjust one person's life. I've seen stories over the last few years, and one life gone is one life too many. Do you know what I mean? In unprecedented times. So basically, we're just trying to give that nurture and support to everybody as well. Reach out. We're here. Come and talk to us. Talk to the team. Inbox us. And again, you know, this weekend's we're just trying to help reach out for everybody else again there as well.
A massive hats off to Karen and Joe as well. You know, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, doing interviews. You know, well done. That's fantastic.
And if anyone can donate, I have.
Okay, again, there's a justgiving.com for the Festival of the Unexplained. I think there's a little total there set as a target, but I think it'd be amazing to smash that, double it, triple it. Every little helps. Do you know what I mean? Because it is a great organisation out there, doing a lot of supportive things as well. You know, and it's just I like to give back. And it's just nice to see everybody that's put the time, effort, and energy in where we can help each other. And that's what it's all about.
There is another thing, Garry, just quickly. Me, Lee Bliss, and Russ Bevan and Andy set a group up to share.
Yes.
And that is for paranormal, just mental health. You know, it's probably just for somewhere to go with anyone's stuff.
As I've been around a lot of mental health over the last 10 years, we know it's going to escalate. We know there's people there again. So again, where can people find this?
It's on the Facebook page. Just Share Paranormal.
Share Paranormal.
Share Paranormal. Again, people there to help out and reach out as well. It has been a It's flown past this last hour. We're an hour and 5 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah, already. Amazing, isn't it, when you're having fun? Blow our minds away. Give us some amazing facts about yourself as it's uncensored. Give us an amazing fact about yourself, your proudest moments. Go on, anything.
Proudest moments?
Anything.
To be honest with you, actually meeting up with these guys and joining Willows has been absolutely fantastic for me. Like I say, everything down there is a new experience. And the support with the whole team, even the guys that aren't there, you know, we've got Kath, we've got Sal, we've got Leanne. It's an absolutely fantastic team. It's like family. And yeah, it's blown me away because it's not just Willow, it's getting to know everybody else. You know, we've worked with Wednesbury, we've worked with you guys. The family, the whole family is fantastic. You know, it's supportive. I can't really say this more, it's just amazing.
For you, that, Jen.
Yes, Dad.
You get told off. I get told off when I leave my phone on.
Sorry, I'll sit on it.
Well, give us some experiences as well, folks. Anything you want to talk about?
If anyone's out there watching this and they're wondering whether to see about a group like this and think that they can do it, but they're not sure, they don't want to look daft or anything like that, going paranormal world, do it.
Yeah, you didn't believe, did you? You didn't
No.
want to come. You didn't want to do it. And our first investigation was with Jen, and he didn't want to go. It was something I wanted to do. It was on my bucket list.
And I thought, well, I'll do it and see what happens.
For some reason, we picked Willows Paranormal at the Leopard, and it was like walking up the street and seeing a friend you haven't seen for ages.
Yeah.
It gets you hooked, doesn't it? Gets you hooked, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It was a strange meeting with her. It was as if she was a friend.
It's like one of them friends you can't get rid of, you know.
Go on, Sean, put you on the spot now.
So yeah, I just
if you don't butter these back up now, you're going to get battered, aren't you?
No, you're all right. On a serious note, part of being a part of Willows, it's really helped with my self-confidence. So yeah, just a big thanks to everyone in the whole paranormal world. Really, it's helped me greatly personally, definitely.
I would safely say meeting my Reiki masters changed my life. It put me on this path. It put me on this role, and the amount of people I've met's just been amazing. Right, I know we're coming up to the end of the show, and I've been pretty kind here. I haven't thrown too many uncensored questions in there as well. I've been quite quite good with you tonight, to be honest with you. And I'm usually cheeky and do throw a few spanner questions in the works, but I've been quite good frame of mind tonight, and I've been quite well behaved, I think, is usually the word.
Yeah.
So, right, folks, we're going to go and we're going to leave it there as well. And thank you for the lovely Willows Paranormal team. Hopefully, to catch up with you and get out and about there and check them out on Facebook. And again, this share. And again, we've got the Festival of the Unexplained. Oh, I'm just going to go back on one question I missed.
Oh, Willows Paranormal.
So there we go. I'm going to put that up.
We can't publish that.
There we go. Right, it's playing. Yeah, that's doing that itself. I'm not touching that. Behave. So again, thank you for joining me. And there we go. There's some more nice comments coming in. Wayne saying good night.
Good night.
Where do we go in there? Just going to show the comments before we go off. We'd love to do an investigation with you guys. James, contact them.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. It's great. I've met so amazing, great people in this field.
The way forward at the moment is all these team get-togethers and team meetings and everyone joining up and investigating together.
Yeah.
It is a lot better than doing guest nights.
Something's just come to me now, which I will put to you as well. But I'll do that off air, and that's just come to me as well. So something very interesting just come to me by spirit as well, so we can all tie in as well. We are all in the paranormal world together, and that's great. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thank you, young Eddie there watching in the background. Overfeeds me when I go there. And again, we've got the Festival of the Unexplained. Look forward, if I don't catch up with you soon, stay in touch. Loads of love and white light to everybody out there in the world as well. And stay strong, stay safe, folks. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.